and message everyone. And
all right. Great to hear the conversation already. Lots of people are still streaming in. So we've had a number of registrations for the session, but unfortunately our Zoom is only limited to 100 people. So in case someone you know is not able to join to the Zoom session, they should be able to join on YouTube. I think if we reach the Zoom limit, people should automatically be redirected or shown the link to YouTube. But I will paste the link to YouTube here as well. Okay, so here you go. That's the link to YouTube. So maybe let's just give it a minute longer and then we can get started. All right, I think let's get started. Welcome again, everyone. Welcome to another projects presentations day at the IAU's Office of Astronomy for Development. So I have a number of team members here with me. Some of them are sitting here on my right. Other people are online. I have the OAD director, hopefully, who's online to just say a few words of welcome. Kevin.
Thanks very much, Ram. Yeah, look, this is a special day. I think we look forward to this because it's an opportunity to highlight some of the projects. The OAD has been in existence now for almost 15 years. Next month, in fact, will be 15 years of the OAD, and the core part of our work has been around projects. From the very beginning, the OAD has been built around the idea that we need to empower people who know their communities, who can drive activities in their communities. And the idea of using astronomy to make the world a better place, that idea can only be realized through the champions that can drive projects and activities like yours. So I'm very grateful to all the project leaders that have contributed so many ideas and so many lessons. We're constantly learning about how astronomy can make the biggest impact, and it's through your work that we can achieve this. The basic model of the OED is that we throw out a call to anyone anywhere in the world to come up with ideas to use astronomy to make the world a better place, to impact their communities. And as we pick up the cool ideas, the interesting projects, we try to expand them. We try to share the resources, share the ideas with other people in other parts of the world. So at the end of the day, we can constantly learn, constantly grow, and achieve the ultimate vision, which is astronomy for a better world. So thanks very much to all of the projects. Thanks very much to the IAU. The International Astronomical Union provides the funding for these grants. This year we have huge support from our partners DARA, the development in Africa through radio astronomy, and we're looking to build more partnerships. The OAD itself is a partnership between the IAU and the National Research Foundation in South Africa. But as we grow, we want to support more projects through more of these partnerships. So I'll hand back to the team, and I must say everything around the projects revolves around Ram. Ram has been really the champion from the OAD side. You would have seen his emails in your inbox all the time. His team is growing slightly with Azasiwe, who will also be in touch a lot around evaluations. But thank you so much, Ram, and the team for everything that you do for the projects. Thanks, everyone, and welcome.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, and thanks to our team. And thanks to all the projects. So it's been a year since we signed the grant agreement, paid the grant, and you started activities. So this is one of the main deliverables for the projects, presenting what you did, the activities, the outcomes, the challenges. Like I said in my emails, next week we will send you a report, which I promise will be very short and easy to fill. So consider this as your main deliverable, or a large percentage of your reporting requirement completed after today. So I have shared a link to the program in the chat. That's the order of the presentations that we'll be following today. All of the projects have sent me a recording of the presentations. We don't want to experience any issues with Zoom and so on. So everybody sent a recorded presentation, and I have queued up all the presentations. I'll be playing them one by one. But before I play each presentation, I'll ask the project leader to briefly introduce themselves, 30 seconds, because the rest will be covered in the video. So having said that, let's start with the very first project. We're moving roughly from east to west, so starting from Australia. So John, that's you. So you can just do a very quick intro, and then I'll play the video.
Well, thank you very much, and just my sincere appreciation. So can you hear me? Yeah, okay, great, thank you. Yeah, so my name is Dr. John Goldsmith. I'm speaking from Western Australia, and our sincere appreciation for Astro4Development. We've been able to experience a absolutely wonderful project here in Western Australia involving our Aboriginal communities at a very special landscape at Lake Ballard in Western Australia. So my background, I am an astrophotographer with more than 35 years of astrophotography experience. I am a member of the World at Night, TWAN, the World at Night Astrophotography Global Network, and my PhD is actually was issued in 2014, Cosmos, Culture and Landscape, and my PhD investigated Australian Aboriginal astronomical knowledge, and one of the focuses was on Gundimulal Wolf Creek meteorite crater, a giant meteorite crater in Western Australia, and the cultural knowledge associated with that extraordinary landscape. I've also been involved in two major documentaries, The Borderless Sky, the Aboriginal Sky of Australia, and also Werner Herzog's film Fireball, Visitors from Darker Worlds, both with a very strong astronomy, astrophotography theme and culture. So I'm absolutely delighted to be here to meet everyone during this meeting. And I'm also speaking on behalf of the Director of Koya Aboriginal Corporation, Quinton Tucker. Quinton sends his apologies. He's unable to attend this evening. He's asked if I could represent Koya on his behalf. And we have worked really, really well together. And I'm just so grateful to be able to share our story with everyone today. So thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, John. So here comes the first video sharing sound. Joyful, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear the sound when I played.
Coming back to the project now at hand, the one that we have been funded via the Astro4dev development, which we are so happy with, and we are so proud that we have got this funding, because we are the only one that has applied for this funding in Australia as a whole, and we are the first ones to pick this grant up. So we are so actively making sure that this project is being a success. And we have recorded a lot of the programs so far that we've been involved in. I'd just like to explain a little bit about the Koya Aboriginal Corporation. We've been around since 2004, so we've been around for a good 20 years. Our elder, Alan Kickett, who set this corporation up in conjunction with my wife, Dr. Cheryl Kickett-Tucker. Alan had a vision of ensuring that young people in this region were not left behind in their education. And Alan set up a really good standard of looking at how we deal with our young generation and how we get the learning from his generation, which was the stolen generation, and how we can make those connections in terms of lessons learned, but more importantly, how you can believe in your own ability to succeed. And that's what the Koya Aboriginal Corporation is all about.
So our solution was to involve students, teachers, our local school, the museum and local communities in remote areas, so that we could encourage Aboriginal students to experience the night sky, the true dark sky. And this involved a 2,000 kilometre journey. You're seeing some of the images here of our activities. Cultural activities, travelling well away from Perth into the dark sky areas, and a range of Aboriginal cultural activities so that the students could learn more in that area. And the project led to the night sky, Lake Ballard, a superb location where we saw the Milky Way directly overhead, a magnificent sight.
We believe, as Dr. John Goldsmith has explained to us, this is where the Milky Way passes straight over the top at our latitude, which is going to be something of a feature for our young people. Some haven't seen the night sky. They've brought up in the Perth area where there's a lot of light pollution. Some are going to see this for the very first time, and we believe that it's going to be a very life-changing moment. And we hope that from this exercise, some of these young people will look at this as an ongoing relationship between us. And our elders recognise the importance of this site because it is really clear. The night sky is so vast, and it's the Milky Way, and the emu in the sky is perfect at this location. We see the emu in the sky. We call the emu the Galia, and the Galia tells us when it's time for the seasons changing, and when it's time to go out hunting, and when it's time to reflect on how our landscape is shaping, and how our night sky is going to show the way forward.
Our project outcomes included the students learning about Aboriginal astronomical knowledge at Lake Ballard by elders and the community, and a whole range of Aboriginal cultural experiences, as well as visiting the museum and our workshops. And we also presented our results at 2 national conferences as well. The project did experience some challenges, and the winter weather conditions was one of the key challenges. We've listed the others here. And in terms of our project team and supporters, our project principal funding support is Astro4dev. The project has been led by Koya Aboriginal Corporation in conjunction with myself, Dr. John Goldsmith, celestialvisions.com.au, and we thank all of our partners and supporters for this project. Thank you.
So Lake Ballard is very important to our people, and it's very important to the way that we'd like to protect the night sky in terms of keeping its darkness, ensuring that no light pollution is made from the mining industry, and educating the mining sector. And then we can take it to the next artistic level, which is about our stories, our storytelling, which is another art form in itself. Storytelling about the night sky and how that night sky is going to influence their ability to be innovative and to be artistic in their own right, and to tell the story of something that's very sacred to our people. And hopefully through our relationship with Astro4dev, the WA Museum, Celestial Visions and the Korea Aboriginal Corporation, this will be an ongoing activity and excursion for years to come. And we hope that the young people that come away from this experience will feel a deep connection to not only the country, but the deep connection to the night sky. And that's what we feel is important.
Great, thank you for that. So we have a lot of projects to cover, so we'll be moving quite quickly. So the next project is sparking STEM interest through mobile observatory in Malaysia. So this one is Mohammed Hanafi bin Azami, or anyone else from the team. If you're here, yeah. 30 seconds introduction, please. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Ram. Thank you, IAU OAD, for sponsoring us. I'm Mohammed Hanafi Azami. Currently, I am the Associate Professor in the Department of Mechanical and Aerospace Engineering in the International Islamic University, Malaysia. We are very grateful and thankful to OAD for giving this opportunity for us to execute the program to three places actually in under Mostem Mai. So our projects is related to do STEM education specifically on astronomy to primary school children and to the community as well as high school, secondary school children. So we have completed 3 places and we have also built our own mobile observatory. So thank you so much to IAU club that we have been established I think more than 8 years already in the university, and we get good help from the local community called Fala Online to help us on the execution of this project. So thank you so much, and happy to watch.
Greetings. Today I am proud to present the final project report and the impact analysis regarding the outreach program Mustamai, Sparking STEM Interest Through a Mobile Observatory in Malaysia, held by the International Islamic University Malaysia Astronomy Club. A project that was designed to bring astronomy closer to the youth and especially the girls in STEM. Through the great work of our committee, Mustamai has successfully been carried out from a pilot concept to a real model with the intention of reversing Malaysia's STEM decline and achieving a 92.2% demand for planetary science among participants. All phases of Mustamai 1, 2 and 3 have been completed with a total participation of 128 pupils across 3 locations. We have fully utilized the grant of €10,000 in producing this project and have an outstanding feedback of 100% satisfied participants. Now, why was Mustamai created? Currently, Malaysia faces a systemic risk in education, not from a lack of intelligence of students, but a lack of resources to support their learning. Especially in primary and secondary schools outside major cities, the exposure to astronomy and technology is scarce. The limited access to telescopes, observatory visits, and hands-on science activities is usually due to the high costs, distance from science centres, and lack of structured astronomy programs. Mustamai was designed to fulfill this void and finally make astronomy and science accessible, exciting, and inclusive. Our solution here in combating these issues was decentralized high-tech infrastructure. This was difficult to tackle with challenges such as requirement for a special license from the Malaysian Road Transport Department, which is a very complicated process, and the transport itself will need a budget of its own. To overcome these challenges, we realized size had to be reduced. Specifically, we created a portable observatory that can fit into the back of an SUV trunk. We began sketching and planning out our ideas. We knew this observatory must include a telescope system, compact mounting and stabilization setup, and educational materials for hands-on learning. We proceeded with the construction of the observatory. This creates a high-quality observatory experience that can be brought anywhere. This kit overcomes logistical barriers by making astronomical experiences mobile and accessible to undeserved communities. So where did Mastermind take us? We were able to outreach the Pusat Akak Umbi IAUM, SK Pulau Serai and SMK Chengal Lempung, totaling to 128 participants with a 100% rate of positive feedback, leaving the program with great enthusiasm in STEM and astronomy. It has produced a positive overall impact on the participants after the fact. With high engagement levels, this proposes a demand in future programs. It also sparked a passion of astronomy in the youth and produced curious-minded children about space sciences and STEM as a whole. This is what we were targeting while designing this project. With Mastermind, we were also able to break the stereotypes of gender in deep science. Knowing there's a less participation of women in STEM with Mastermind, it has been proven that female pupils have higher interest in complex science concepts than men. From an insight perspective, students with zero experience have a high enjoyment rate due to having sparked a new curiosity within them. This confirms Mastermind is an optimal tool for entry-level interest sparking at a national state, allowing participants to take away hardware setup skills, digital integration, and exposure to scientific documents. In tackling learning tactics with younger students, we implemented gamification in the teaching of these STEM topics. This allowed for the learning to appeal to a younger audience and keep them thoroughly engaged through the program. When met with high school students, we wanted to spark the feeling of agency and wanted to make them feel that the future of science and space was within their hands. This taught them responsibility and accountability in their role as youth that were being encouraged towards STEM. Though of course performing this project does come with its challenges, we had to enable a Plan B protocol in certain circumstances. And weather-related challenges where the sky was cloudy, which prevented the activity of stargazing during Phase 3 of the Mastermind program, we deployed a simulation module using the Stellarium app to maintain engagement. When struggling to capture the teenage attention, we pivoted to social agency and peer-presented focus. When the time management drifts from the set schedule, it was crucial for us to identify key areas for operational tightening in future iterations of the program. We, of course, cannot leave out the mentions of our partners and the team, with our project leadership line with Associate Professor IR Technician Dr. Muhammad Hanafi bin Azmi as a project leader, Husna Humaira binti Nur Ahmed as program manager, and the IAUM Astronomy Club as the organizers. Our gratitude must also be lent to the International Astronomical Union Office of Astronomy Development, Fala Online, and the International Islamic University Malaysia. To break it down, Mastermind has started the initiative of pilot to policy with starting the pedagogical segmentation, starting from early education. This will also lead to the advanced astronomy track that allows the development of more complex modules in deep space, and hopefully will produce an institutional integration and allow for the national government actively respond to the STEM decline. Mastermind proved that the decline in STEM is not a lack of capability, but a lack of opportunity. By placing the universe in the hands of 128 students, we didn't just teach astronomy, we sparked a future of generations of scientists. All in all, Mastermind has proven that the practical application deficit is solvable, validation of the model, security of the hardware, and data capture is obtained. And that is all. Thank you for listening.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. So like I said, we have a number of presentations to get through, but we'll take a break in sort of once the half of the presentations have been played, and that'll be the time for Q&A, and then we'll go through the rest of the presentations and again end with the Q&A. So the next one, I would like to invite Tejpreet Kaur to introduce their project Starlight Pathways, Bringing Astronomy to Every Child in India.
Thanks, Ram, and hello everyone. I'm Tejpreet. We are conducting this project named Khagolwani, which under this project we are trying to introduce this beautiful field of astronomy and space science to kids. Unfortunately, they are from an underprivileged background, but they are lovely kids. They are equally brilliant and they enjoy all the concepts that we teach them. So this project has been, of course, we are thankful for the funding from IAU OAD, and as Kevin said, it's so beautiful that I really appreciate this concept. Like anyone, anywhere in this world can apply for this funding. You need not to be affiliated with any big institutions or anything. You just need a good project. So I really appreciate that part. And this project particularly is being led by the Department of Space at Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur. So I won't take long, but because this project, this presentation was running long, so I had to cut the kind of activities that we are doing in the workshop sessions. So if you are interested, I have put the website link, so you can go to the website and check out the activities. And if you want to collaborate, please reach out to me. I would be very happy to talk more about it. So yeah, over to you, Ram.
Thank you. And I appreciate you and a lot of other people cutting down your presentation. I know it's hard to distill 1 year's worth of work into a 5-minute presentation. So thank you for that. Let me play the
Hello, everyone. I'm Tejpreet. I'm going to talk about our project named Khagolwani, which is Starlighting Pathways, bringing astronomy to every child. And we are executing this project in Kanpur, India. So I'm talking on the behalf of entire Khagolwani team. Just to give you some context, we are doing this project in Uttar Pradesh, which is somewhere in the northern side of India, just to give you some idea. So Uttar Pradesh is a state which is, there are many industrial hubs in many of the cities. We are executing this project in the city named Kanpur, where my university is also situated. So Kanpur is also one of the industrial town, and it attracts lots of migrants from the neighboring cities as well as neighboring states. So many people from these states, they come to Kanpur in the search of work. So in this process of migration, the children of the family, their education gets compromised. So just to give you some context, so this is the picture from Apna school. So with them, we are collaborating to execute this project. So this is one very normal scene at one of the brick factories, basically. So these are open brick factories where the people from neighboring states or cities, they come with families to work for like 6 months or so. Just to give you some context, out of school children in Uttar Pradesh, the number is 784,000. So these are children in the age group of 6 to 13, and they contribute 33% in the entire pool of out of school children in India. And on the top of that, not only that children are out of school, the kids who are going to school, they do not have access to quality education. So just to give you some context, the kids in the 7 to the kids who are in the age group of like 7 to 10 years old, they are also not able to read what they are supposed to read. So 10-year-old can only read text which are supposed to be read by 7 years old. So there are two problems. One is kids are out of school, and then they do not have access to quality education. So our approach is to introduce them to astronomy, to give them astronomy and space science sessions so that they can feel related to their surrounding, and we can spark their curiosity for STEM subjects. As you can see over here, just a minute. Sorry, yes. So as you can see over here, the sessions that we do, we mainly connect them what they have seen in the surrounding moon, stars, planets, and then we build up our sessions from observations to questions and then explanations, not from the definitions. So our reach is with these kind of NGO run informal education center, then district run government schools, and also donation supported local private schools. So far we have reached approximately 2,000 children, and 40 to 50% of those participants are girl children. We have details of the numbers of all the children who have attended these sessions. Ongoing activities are, we are establishing astronomy clubs in these schools and centers. So we are investing lots of effort into what kind of activities should be part of these astronomy clubs, what should go into these astronomy kits that we are going to give to these schools, because we are revising on the way a lot of things, because we it's a learning curve for us as well. So sorry, I have to rush through all these slides because we are constrained with time. So these are pictures from more sessions. Along with the sessions, we are also doing some multimedia programs where we are doing some podcasts. So last but not the least, this is the team, Khagolwani team that we have, and here you can see all the members. Then we also do some video activities as well. So the main objective of these sessions is to build sustainable learning ecosystem through astronomy clubs, so that these kids, it shouldn't be like one-time event for these kids. We want them to incorporate astronomy into their curriculum, into their daily learning process. There are lots of challenges also. There are, first of all, we face challenge for the cultural superstitions are very deep rooted. So first of all, we have to take them into confidence that astronomy is not just superstitions. It's about science, and you can learn and study these objects. It's nothing. There is nothing to be scared about. So what the point that I wanted to raise here is that scientific temperament that we wanted to share with these kids is it shouldn't be selective or elite. So science and astronomy especially, it's universal, so everyone has their right to learn about it. So that's what we are trying to contribute. So here I will just try to quickly show like how do we reach to one of the sites, just to give you little glimpse. So as you can see, so these are the factories where they make bricks. So as you will see on the way to these places, there are lots of bricks are placed over there. So these centers are run in these factories. So after we reach there, then we have to go on foot, and then we reach there. But the kids are so lovely. Whenever we go, they welcome us in such a nice way. It's a very happy feeling for us also. So they're always eager to learn. And then here I will like to show some of the
इससे रिलेटेड कई सारे क्वेश्चंस हमारे दिमाग में आते थे कि ये गैलेक्सी कैसे है, ये यूनिवर्स कैसे है, और ये चंद्र ग्रहण सूर्य ग्रहण कैसे होता है, दिखाई देते हैं ब्लैक से नष्ट हुआ था, वो किस रीजन.
So these are the testimonies from some of the students who have learned. So this is actually one of the teacher from the teacher training camp. So she's sharing her experience.
मैं कुलदीप नहीं, और मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा, जैसे सौर मंडल क्या होता है, सूर्य के पास कौन से ग्रह हैं, और
So they are now, they all know basics of astronomy. They know like the solar system, seasons, why seasons form, why eclipses form, phases of moon. All these basic concepts have been introduced to them. So I would like to thank you for the time, and if you have any questions, I'm open to it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Tejpreet. Feel free to add your links in the chat for the people. So
Sure.
the next one, yeah. So we're moving now to the radio project, which was run across China, Pakistan, and Greece. I think Eleni, I saw you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
You can
here.
do the introduction.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. My name is Dr. Eleni Vardoulaki. I'm an astrophysicist at the National Observatory of Athens and the chair of the NAEC team for Greece, and also the PI of the international OAD-funded educational program, Radio. Radio was created from a simple belief. we believe that the universe belongs to everyone. And we use radio astronomy not only to study galaxies, but to ignite curiosity, connect young people across cultures, and create real pathways into science and technology. So we want to bring authentic research experience into schools and communities. That was the cornerstone of our program. We empower students and teachers to think critically, collaborate internationally, and see themselves as future scientists. So today I proudly present the impact of radio and our vision to expand it through new partnerships. So we're open to new partnerships. We are happy to propose new projects and to find sustainable funding for the future. Thank you very much. Hello, my name is Eleni Vardoulaki. I'm the PI of radio, an astrophysicist at the National Observatory of Athens and a chair of NAEC for Greece. Today I will describe to you our project. Radio Astronomy for Development, Intercultural Innovation and Outreach is a modern Silk Road via radio astronomy education. It's a pilot international educational program in astrophysics and radio astronomy for students aged 12 to 17 and their teachers, and it's funded by the OAD. The main issue to mitigate is that radio astronomy is not in the school curriculum, and radio astronomy is unknown to school students. That's why we wanted to bring it to the classroom. We wanted to bring the students and the teachers in contact with modern radio astronomy and research, to get familiarized with scientific knowledge and methodology, to get in contact with other cultures under the common roof of science in order to mitigate stereotypes. And of course, we wanted to provide high quality education through a jointly designed educational program. We are 3 partners from Greece, Pakistan, and China, and we are involved in the citizen science project Radio Galaxy Zoo EMU. We are astrophysicists and educators. The management team is a local team in its country from Greece, China, and Pakistan. We have local educators and instructors and consultants on education and radio astronomy. In Pakistan, they also have a very strong team to perform the local activities, as well as in Pakistan, and a lot of collaborations with the Shanghai Astronomy Museum and the Shanghai Observatory. The project deliverables, astronomy seminars, online astronomy seminars from the local radio teams, introduction to astronomy, to radio astronomy, and the concept of citizen science. The participation in citizen science projects. We invited them to participate in Radio Galaxy Zoo EMU, and we gave them examples of data analysis. For us, it was very important for the students to learn through hands-on experience, so we provided research topics through applications like Aladdin Stellarium. They built a radio antenna, they ran Jupyter notebooks, and for us, it was very important to tell us about their connection to nature. A very important component of our project is the intercultural exchange, and this is the last highlight of radio, a presentation of students' work at an international online workshop organized on the 7th of March. Of course, students performed visits to local facilities, and we went to their schools to give seminars and do observations with the radio antennas. Let's go country per country. In Greece, there were 2 rounds. In total, 150 schools with more than 2,000 students and teachers from all over Greece. We did 8 online seminars, several in-person visits, 25 schools with talks and solar observations, with a solar telescope and detection with a radio antenna, participation in conferences, numerous outreach events like the Researchers' Nights, and radio astronomy workshops and antenna operations. Some of the very nice highlights from our visits in schools were also students constructed their own radio antenna. And we also did a post-seminar survey in schools with 67 participants. In general, we see a very strong conceptual consolidation of radio astronomy and high perceived improvement in understanding the universe. In Pakistan, 13 schools from Karachi and Lahore took part in online seminars in September 2025. Also in Pakistan, we performed pre- and post-seminar surveys with very good results that show that radio successfully strengthened students' conceptual understanding of radio astronomy and the universe. They took a bilingual approach in Pakistan for accessibility, Urdu and English, and they additionally performed online workshops on radio astronomy and Python for astronomy with given assignments. The last workshops will be performed towards the end of our project. And of course, they did a visit to the theory school system in Karachi to demonstrate and operate the radio antenna. In China, 40 village schools took part. Here on the left, a painted poster by the students in Shanghai Northern America International School, and the radio antenna they designed and operated. And on the right, the fast wooden models that made it to schools, and students and teachers learned how to construct them, and they learned things about astronomy and radio astronomy. Of course, there were visits from students to the Shanghai Astronomy Museum and guided tours in the Shanghai city. Here's a picture, a collage from selected activities. We are very grateful for this opportunity to interact with the teachers and the students, and we have received very positive feedback. Let's conclude. Radio provides quality education through a jointly designed international program, theoretical and practical. Astronomy is not on the school curriculum in either of our countries, so we wanted to help mitigate this effect. The students and teachers love astronomy and science and received our program very well. We see more than 50% of the students can confidently say that they have a basic idea of what radio astronomy is. 25 schools in Greece, 25 in Pakistan, and 6 in China did additional projects and mostly selected the radio antenna, citizen science. They built the fast wooden models, but they also created their own board games. And the schools will be presenting on the online workshop in the 7th of March, where students from the 3 countries can interact. The challenges: we had very different school years, we had very different national holidays, but our methodology to overcome the challenges worked through a commonly designed curriculum that was adopted to local needs. And of course, we had advice from educators within our local system. Our target is for radio to become a standard in astronomy education worldwide, so we are seeking for long-term funding. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So we move on again back to India for the CSTERC Women Astropreneurs Collective. Anupama?
Hey, Ram. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, you're breaking up a bit. Yeah, we can hear you.
Everyone, I'm in a remote village in the Western Ghats. So I'll quickly give an introduction. I am Anupama. I hope I'm audible. I'm Anupama. I'm from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India, the southern part of India. And today I'll be presenting about a project called as CWAPC, CSTERC Women Astropreneurs Collective. So CSTERC is a youth-led social enterprise where we are trying to focus on local innovation and production of scientific equipments so that we can make it affordable for the general public and schools. We are also trying to develop local models of telescopes which can be used for easy outreach. And the project is all about connecting entrepreneurship with astronomy. We have worked with first generation women graduates to see if astronomy can be used as a tool for income generation. You will see more about the project in the video, but we are also really looking forward to connect with vendors, especially to market the products that our students participants are producing. So you can connect me through the mail I'll share, and also through LinkedIn, and looking forward to connect with all of you. Yes, Ram, thank you. Over to you.
Hey everyone, this is Anupama Pradeepan. I'm the project lead of C-Step Women Astropreneurs Collective, or CWAPC. We are based in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, India. And CWAPC is a program where we work with first generation women graduates and support them with technical training, leadership development, and entrepreneurial mentoring so that they can work or they can participate meaningfully and sustainably in the astronomy and space science ecosystem. So today I'll be taking you through the last 1 year journey of CWAPC. The problem at hand is that even though more women are pursuing higher education today, this is not translating into employment and economic independence. In India, there is a 50% employability gender gap still now, and women's representation in technical and manufacturing sector also remains very low. And our team at CSTEC has been working in the science education and outreach for many years now. And it's very obvious that there is no shortage of interest among girls and women in engaging and participating in STEM. But what is missing are long-term opportunities, safe spaces, and continuous support. And most outreach programs are short, like they inspire for a few days. Of course, they create impact and then they end. Very rarely do they lead to like lasting confidence or constant skill development or sustainable careers. So we kept asking ourselves, like, what happens after the session was over, once a workshop is over, and how do we make learning meaningful in the long run? And that is how CWAPC was born. Our main objective was to enable first generation women graduates to gain technical, leadership, and entrepreneurial skills through astronomy, leading to like sustainable participation and specifically income generating opportunities. And we worked with 20 first generation women graduates who were interested in science and skill based careers. Our participants came with many challenges like financial pressures, family responsibilities, mobility restrictions, and limited exposure to technical spaces. In the first 6 months, we focused on the building a strong technical foundation. Participants learned optics, telescope making, metal fabrication, machinery handling, and sky observation included. In the second phase, we shifted towards entrepreneurship, or astropreneurship to be specific. We conducted business boot camps, leadership and communication session, and introduced AI tools for research and branding. And this helped participants present themselves professionally in a much better way to give the venture pictures. And we also gave them a choice, like after 6 months, participants could decide whether they wanted to like continue into entrepreneurship. Like we were initially we were a bit hesitant about it, but it turned out to be one of the strongest part of the program design. When people choose for themselves, their commitment becomes much stronger. And we supported this journey with regular feedback, assessments, and mentoring. Continuous evaluation process was in place, and here are the SDGs that are connected with the project. The results are really inspiring and encouraging. All 20 participants completed the technical training. 8 chose to continue into the entrepreneurship path, and 4 active micro enterprises are now running. 2 more micro enterprises in the stage, and these include like astronomy content platforms, mental health and science communication pages, accessory brands, resin art ventures, and all. The last 3 months, these initiatives have generated around 43,600 rupees majorly through product sales and content creation. And some of the content platforms have also reached view counts of up to like 400,000, 300,000 with an average view of 30,000. Of course, these numbers may be modest, but for first generation women starting from zero, like they represent real progress towards financial confidence and independence. And there were definitely challenges, like many participants were initially afraid to engage, speak in public. Half of the participants are first time coming to a city for the first time in their life. So there were a lot of like initial hesitation. Many were hesitant to operate machines, and astronomy also as a subject also or as a career also felt very unreachable. business felt intimidating, dealing with money felt intimidating, and we also lost like some very potential participants in between the program, like they discontinued due to family restrictions. And so these realities are part of the ecosystem that we are working in, but they also taught us how to improve what all has to be done to like foolproof the system. And for the next cohort, we are focusing on smaller groups, wider outreach, family engagement wherever necessary, hybrid learning models, and stronger mentorship. We're also building more partnerships and linking our work with schools and astrotourism initiatives. WPC has shown us that astronomy outreach can be much more than outreach. We wanted to show this through this project that astronomy can be a tool for confidence, leadership, and definitely a very powerful tool for sustainable livelihood. These are our team members. At SASTEC, we also focus on telescope innovation. One of our key development is the Hexon series, as you're seeing on the picture. It's an indigenous and modular telescope design developed by our team. And this strengthens our ecosystem by connecting training, innovation, and real-world application. On a personal note, watching these girls grow in the skills, in the confidence, and in the way they see themselves despite all the obstacles they have been facing in life has been one of the proudest moments of this whole journey. And being able to play even a small role in that growth gives me personally and the whole team immense pride. And we are extremely thankful for IAU OAD, Office of Astronomy for Development, for acknowledging the potential of this particular project, the project being a niche in itself, and for the constant support that they have provided for the last 1 year, continuous support, and our partner organizations, Open Space Foundation, Regional Science Center, Coimbatore, our partners, mentors, participants, and well-wishers who made this journey possible. So thank you.
Amazing. Thank you very much. If people have questions, please feel free to write it in the chat, and then we can take those on during the Q&A. I realize that we are running a bit late, so let's move on to the next one. This is the Zagros Rice project, reviving and integrating solar energy in the Zagros region of Iran by Sajjad and his team. Sajjad, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
So I'm Sajjad. I'm a postdoctoral researcher in Durham University, UK. We had this Zagros Rice project, which actually aims at solar energy and the energy crisis in Iran and in the rural Zagros region. Our project had 3 pillars, with educating directly the pupils, also supporting facilitators and training them, and then the third one being implementing a real case of solar plant in the rural area as an example for them. And I think this is enough for me. Back to you, Ron.
I'm Sajjad. I'm a postdoctoral researcher in the field of astronomical instrumentation in Durham University, UK, and I'm presenting you the project Zagros Rise. Where is Zagros located? Zagros is a region of mountains in south and west of Iran. Currently, Zagros and Iran are facing huge energy crisis, and as a result, this has significant environmental impact on the country. Our mission is to foster sustainable change by integrating renewable energy and community education. Our main site is located in Dehdash town. It is called a Story Ball Color NGO, and they have their complexes in the surrounding villages called oak houses. Our second site is the Saadi Primary School in Hamedan, and our third site is the Sobheruyesh Child Labor School in south of Tehran. Our project has 3 pillars: the educational activities we deliver to the pupils, the facilitators we train and support, and developing infrastructure of renewable energy as example for the rural community. You can see the categories and some of the activities listed here. This is beyond the time for this presentation, but let's walk through some of them. In measuring shine and shade temperature activity, as you can see it in this photo, we gave the pupil thermometers and asked them to measure the temperature of shine and shade. We also asked them to measure that for the focal plane of a Fresnel lens with collecting sunlight and energy. In an engineering activity and with the recycling theme, we gave the pupils CD-ROM actually and asked them to open it, to salvage it basically, and to see what it is made of and what subsystems are there and how it is all working together. Additionally, we also asked them to recycle the DC motor and magnets from it. The DC motors were used in these solar doll houses, and the magnets were used to magnetize needles for the compass activity you can see here. A focus in our project was solar powered activities. The solar lantern, you can see them here. It's a lantern. There is a tiny solar panel on top, charges the battery in the daytime under the sun, and at night it automatically switches on and holds light for hours. Of course, human resource is key for sustainable education. We are actually establishing a solar science room in Akbarabad Oak House, where it's a host for school trips.
بچه ها حسابی خوشحالن از اینکه با پنل خورشیدی بردی بستن که پنکه رو روشن کرده.
You saw in the video how we expand our activities to real-world solar electricity systems. Our activities in these rural and distant villages will hopefully change some of the mindsets and skill sets of the pupils. And finally, in order to show them, to give them real example of a full-scale solar electricity plant, we are establishing one of them in Akbarabad. Beyond the reach and impactful education, we have been there in our last two camps in difficult times of war and protest. Kids had difficult emotions, and to some extent we could regulate that and give them feel of support. In one of the villages, we could observe some differences to other places, and when we asked, we were told that some of the pupils are coming from psychosocial vulnerable background, and that unfortunately in that village there is a high suicide rate. As of next steps, we will be holding more activities. We will be also pushing that to Hamadan and Tehran, and the facilitator support and training will be also still be going on, and we cannot wait to see the implementation of the solar plant in Akbarabad. And with this, I would like to thank massively the great Zagros Rise team for all their dedication and support, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Sajjad. To all the project leaders, please do stay back so that you'll be present for the Q&A later. So the next one, we move on to Ethiopia, Sai Girls, Empowering Girls and Female Teachers through Astronomy. in rural areas by Mirjana and team. So, Mirjana, yeah.
Yes, hi Ram, hi everyone. So my name is Mirjana Pović. I work as a researcher professor in astrophysics between Spain and Ethiopia, with also very close collaboration in Uganda. And I will be presenting SciGirls project on behalf of the whole team. It's a project that has been running thanks to the OAD support and also the support from the Space Science and Geospatial Institute in Ethiopia. It's been running since 2022 for 3 different editions, and we start with the idea that through astronomy we can really empower those that are in the highest needs. So SciGirls aims to support the girls and female teachers that are working, living in remote and rural areas of Ethiopia. Many of them has been affected by conflicts and turbulent situations, instabilities over the past years. And some of the participants also went through quite traumatic experiences. And what we want to do is to actually, through the training of girls and teachers that all come to Addis, create future ambassadors or advocates of STEM in their own communities. So although we train, we have funding to train a limited number of girls and teachers, as I said, bringing them from their remote rural areas to the capital. When they go back, by now we estimate that we managed to reach at least around 3,000 students in communities all around Ethiopia. So I will stop here, and really many thanks to OAD, IAU, SSGI for all the support, because otherwise we really wouldn't be able to do the project. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, dear colleagues. I will present on behalf of the SciGirls team the project that is focused on empowering girls and female teachers that are working, living in remote rural areas of Ethiopia through astronomy and space in general. It's a multi-year project that has been supported from 2022 by the OAD. This year we celebrated the 3rd edition of the SciGirls project that I will explain. The SciGirls project has been from the beginning inspired and related with the gender gap that we are having in science worldwide, that can be seen in this figure, and with the fact that when we come to the Ethiopian context, only about 10-11% of all scientists are women. In order to understand the main causes in 2019, with colleagues from Ethiopian Society of Women in Science and Technology, we started going to the secondary school girls, to the secondary schools to interact with girls and to try to understand what are the main reasons they are not choosing the STEM fields. And we understood that the challenges that the girls are facing, like the lack of support, the lack of information, lack of role models, are becoming even more severe when we go to remote rural areas. So that's why with the SciGirls, we wanted to focus on areas out of the cities where we actually have more than 80% of Ethiopian population that is still living. And the idea is that well, I will come to that. So the project has been from the beginning supported by the OAD, but by SSGI as well, and other partners. So the main idea is to focus on the secondary school girls and teachers, as I said, that work, live in remote rural areas, bring them to Addis, offer them very strong capacity building training through astronomy, space science, practical exercises, small research projects, and so on, that I will speak about, and that we actually create the advocates of science and ambassadors of STEM, so that when they go back to their communities, they can continue promoting transferring their knowledge, and then promoting the activities in STEM fields in general. Here you can see the list of different institutions that are collaborating, including Ethiopian Space Science Society, the East African Road, and STEM Power. In this figure are mapped the areas from where the 30 participants from the 2022, the very first SciGirls training came from. Here is the map from the 2024 session with 32 participants. And as I said, the last training was carried out only a month ago. In this map, you can see from where the participants are coming. All the girls and teachers from 15 different schools from all different parts of Ethiopia are coming from public or boarding schools that are also public. We are getting the girls that are really the top students in their communities, despite all different challenges. We also get the girls and teachers that in a certain way compromise themselves to do the activities when they go back to their communities. We have a strong collaboration with regional science and technology offices who are helping us to select the girls and teachers. As in previous sessions, we gave a lot of emphasis to bring the local media, give the visibility to the SciGirls, and bring more awareness to the local, to the global broader community. The program has been very diverse, giving the introduction to astronomy, different space science fields, including space engineering, Earth observation, satellite technologies, big data astronomy, and big data science. There are experiments that we've been doing for a few days as well, using the experiments from NASE, Network for Astronomy School Education. All one day has been dedicated to small research projects that the girls in previous sessions found very, very inspiring and important. There was one session with STEM Power where we spoke about job opportunities in STEM, importance of STEM fields, not only in astronomy, fundamental sciences, but in general. And then one session that was focused on women and girls in science. We had Dr. Aster Tsagayev from, who was the former president of Society of Ethiopian Women in Science and Technology, also member of Ethiopian Academy of Science, the gender office of the SSGI that has been participating as well. And in addition to, and then the open discussion that was organized with all participants, despite where we got very, very important feedback from girls and teachers from all different regions. And despite challenges that have been highlighted in previous years that the girls are facing in remote rural areas that are listed here. We can speak about it more during the question session. Also this year we saw really consequences of the conflicts that many of the participants have been exposed to over the past years. And that includes the harassment, that includes all the instability and the consequences of that, the continuous emotional, psychological stress as well, and then the lack of interest and the lack of motivation and hope that the participants highlighted as well. So we found really a big demand. We found a huge demand for the SciGirls to actually continue. We got, as in previous years, very, very positive feedback this year, even more than in the first two editions, where all the participants stressed that the experience was very beneficial for their career, and they're also very inspired to continue with activities. So even less than 1 month passed from the last training, we already started getting some some pictures and feedback from the participants, like in this case from the southern part of Ethiopia, with the activities that have been carried out there. This is from the previous activities from the previous years, where we know that the participants did different type of activities from the foundation of different science clubs in their schools to different trainings, individual talks, drawing activities, and so on. With every session, we also also worked on preparing, printing, translating different educational material. Here is from the past years. This is for this year that we printed 4,000 copies in a few local languages, including in addition to English, and that has been given to the participants. And now for the follow-up for the coming years, we want to really work on getting the way to get the complete evaluation of the past 3 years, so that we can use that feedback for securing the funds so that the SciGrows can really continue in the future. Our thanks really go to the OAD, IAU, the SSGI, ESSS, and all the collaborators for really helping us to reach the girls teachers that are working, living in remote rural areas, and through them guarantee that there are STEM activities across the country. Thank you very much, and I'm here for any questions.
Ram, you're muted.
Thanks to the SciGirls team for running this project for so many years. We've seen the impact, and yeah, I hope it continues. So let's take a break. It's been roughly an hour since we started. When I say break, please don't go away. It's just a break for Q&A. So there were a couple of questions in the chat, right, Joyful?
Yes, they were.
Okay, I think the first one I see is Natasha Van Ruin. Question. I'm not sure to what project this question is for. Natasha, if you're here, you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Natasha? Okay. Unless someone knows if the question is directed for your project, please feel free to
she can't unmute.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I could contribute to that question, because we have activities that connect different countries. So I think some part might be relevant. So for sure, when we designed the program, we wanted to connect our cultures under a common project. The project is driven by our experience in radio astronomy. We're professional radio astronomers, and we wanted to bring this to the students. Our idea was to involve not only scientists in astronomy, but also scientists in education, in order to help us tailor the project based on the local needs. So during this year, although we had a common idea to do online seminars, to go to schools in rural areas, and to approach also schools that may be from disadvantaged areas, we needed to tailor our program to suit their needs. Okay, so we started from a common ground, and depending on the needs of the people, we adopted our project. It was very successful. We were very lucky that it worked. It's not easy. It's quite difficult to tailor one idea to many different approaches. But what helped is the desire of the teachers and the students to actually learn. So for us, it was so joyful, it was amazing to do that. So these are my 2 cents, if you will, in this topic. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Eleni. Do any of the other projects want to answer? Yeah, Miliana?
Yes, because I just saw Natasha's feedback that it's for all projects. So yes, in our case, for the SciGirls, bringing girls teachers from all different regions of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is the country with more than 80 ethnic groups. It has been really very positive experience over all previous years. In the last 2 years that overlapped with conflicts that have been going through the country, and I mean, all of them with the strong ethnical fundaments as well. It has been really very, very positive to see girls teachers coming from different regions, sitting together, interacting. Purposely, we also mixed the participants during different activities, and we can really see how through astronomy and science in general, we can promote the dialogue, the common understanding, and promote the peace as well, no? Where we bring all other difficulties a bit out of the scope, and then come together around the common values and common objectives as well, no? So it really has been very, very positive. And I didn't mention that most of our participants for the first time went out, traveled out of their communities. So some of them traveled 2-3 days to reach Addis. And for most of them, it was, as I said, the first time to actually come to the capital. So for most of them at the same time, they never had chance to actually meet other students from other parts of Ethiopia. And it was an amazing diversity with all the colors, different hairstyle, dressing, and so on. So that mix of cultures, even within the same country, you know, for the first time that participants had a chance to experience was also very, very positive. And that was also reflected in our like post interview evaluation part.
Thanks for that. There's a second part to the question. This is open to all of the project leaders who have spoken so far. What has this research opportunity taught you about knowledge creation, practical meaning for people on the ground, and valuable research data that will add to a larger body of knowledge? So anyone who hasn't yet commented, you're welcome to do so. Anyone? Okay, there's more questions. No comments? Joyful, do you want to say anything about the research direction, the new research direction the OAD is taking? 60 seconds.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Yeah, so I think the next goal at the OAD is to try institutionalize the knowledge that is built from all of these projects we're supporting. So one of the key things that we encourage in our projects to start thinking about is publishing the work that they've been doing. But also at the same time, as the OAD, we'd like to have preprints for every single project that gets into more details that you wouldn't necessarily put in a publication itself because you're restricted to certain things. So I think I will be reaching out to everyone, or the project leaders at least, to sort of kind of start discussing if you'd like to work together to put the preprint together. This is mostly based on your final report. So currently the final report on the website just has the details of the findings, but it doesn't have the introduction and everything else that you put in your proposal. So the idea of the preprint is to give the context of your project, and then also your outcomes, and then also what are the plans, what were the learnings, what were the challenges, and what worked and what didn't. And that would then also feature into archive, the platform where your work is actually referenceable. But at the same time, if people want to adopt some of your projects, they can also implement it based on the preprint of the work that you have done. Is that 60 seconds?
Thanks, Joyful. There's a couple more questions, but maybe the project leaders can just answer them in the chat because we have to move on. We are roughly at the halfway point. So the next project is the Imager project from Kenya. I see Tabitha here. Are you going to be introducing the project?
Yes, sure, yeah. So hello, everyone. I am Tabitha Alango. I've been the project coordinator for Elimisha Msichana Elimisha Jamii na Astronomia, which can be translated to mean educate a girl, educate the whole community with astronomy. So this project has been under 3-year funding by the Office of Astronomy for Development, and it has been implemented in rural areas of Kenya, specifically an area called Kachibora and also now extending to Uganda, somewhere called Isidingiro district. So we are thankful for the support by OAD. We managed to reach thousands and thousands of girls, had significant impacts, and just changed the lives of girls in this area, and also just share with them the beauty of astronomy and STEM in general. So you're going to hear more about our project in the video that will be presented. But again, thank you so much for OAD for this support. Back to you, Ram. Everyone, welcome to this presentation on Elimisha Msichana, Elimisha Jamii na Astronomia project, which can be translated to mean educate a girl, educate the whole community with astronomy. This project has been under the funding of the Office of Astronomy and Development for the last 3 years, that is between 2023 and 2025. Today, I'll be giving an overview of our project idea, the programs that we've implemented over the 3 years, the results and the impacts of these programs. Welcome. So to start by maybe giving a context of the state of the girl child's education in rural areas of Kenya and Uganda, these are areas where the girl child has been consistently left behind because these are communities that are still pegged on the idea that a girl's education does not matter. And beyond just the cultural beliefs, there are also several barriers such as poverty, early marriages, teenage pregnancies, and a general lack of mentorship that further inhibits the girls in these areas from attending school to completion of, let's say, high school level. So having identified these challenges, we at Elimisha Msichana, Elimisha Jamii came up to address some of these barriers and promote girl child education in these areas. And so considering the complex nature of the challenges faced by girls in the rural areas of Kenya and Uganda, we at Elimisha have been implementing an integrated approach that involves different programs, with our primary program being the Outreach and Mentorship Program, where we target girls in primary school, their teachers and parents, and try to encourage these girls to transition to secondary school. And subsequently, we target these girls through their secondary school education, through phone calls at least twice every year. And through the tracking, then we get to identify girls who have dropped out of school due to different challenges and take them back to school and sponsor their tuition fees and another costs that pertain to their schooling. Another main program that we've been implementing is the AstroSTEM workshop and mentorship, where we target girls in year 1 and year 2 of secondary school, and with the aim of promoting STEM and physics education. So we engage with these learners in hands-on physics and astronomy concepts and just try to encourage them and help them understand the beauty of STEM. And when we visit these schools, then we purchase different laboratory equipments, which are then donated to the schools. And running parallel to this also is the computer literacy program, where we introduce the learners to computer concepts and also donate computers to this school. And lastly, we've also tried to extend the impact by also engaging with STEM teachers from the participating schools to just encourage them to know along the lines of how to guide the students towards STEM career paths. And over the 3 years of implementing these programs, we've attained significant milestones. For example, for the outreach and mentorship, we've managed to reach up to 10,000 girls and some boys in Kenya and Uganda. And we've hosted to the tune of up to 80 events in these two regions. And then we've also managed to track 1,500 girls annually. So over the 3 years, that computes to 4,500 girls. And then we've also taken back 30 girls to school. We've hosted 16 AstroSTEM workshops. We've donated hundreds of lab equipment to the participating schools and also donated up to 30 computers to 5 participating schools. And for the teacher development program, we have managed to train approximately 20 teachers on STEM pedagogies. And the outcome of our programs extend just beyond the numbers. We've seen significant impacts. For example, we've seen more girls enrolling into secondary school, more girls completing secondary schools. We managed to keep up to 30 girls in school who would have previously dropped out. And then from the AstroSTEM workshops, we are seeing more girls now taking physics. Performance in physics is also improving. And then most of these labs now are also equipped with the relevant laboratory infrastructure. And by extension, through our teacher program, then they're able to reach thousands and thousands of students that will not be able to reach directly so. And despite the notable impacts that or milestones that we've achieved, we've also faced significant challenges. For example, limited technology access in this area, geographical challenges where we are unable to reach some areas due to limited infrastructure, and also funding. We have never been able to really reach our budget as much as we would love to. Despite the notable challenges, we at Imager are determined to continue implementing our programs and reaching more girls. We are thankful for SKO, which has come on board with a similar funding model as the OAD, and which will allow us to continue implementing these programs in the next 3 years. And all that we have achieved is thanks to our dedicated team of mentors, tutors, teachers, and community members who have continually supported us in our various programs and ensuring the success of Imager. And even much greater appreciation for the various organizations that have supported us through the years, especially the Office of Astronomy for Development, which made it possible for us to reach thousands and thousands of girls in rural areas of Kenya and Uganda. Thank you all very much for listening.
That was great. Thank you very much, Tabitha and team. So I see there's a hand up, but sorry, we have to keep going on because we are about, I think we're about 15 minutes late. So let me go to the next project. Oops, sorry. Which is rites of passage connection through astronomy in South Africa. Arnold or Wilma? Yeah.
They're both here. I'm just not sure who's speaking.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
My name is Arnold Okkers. I'm the Executive Director of Usiko Stellenbosch. We're based in Cape Town, South Africa. And our work is 100% amateurs, but we have a passionate group of people that has a passion for astronomy. And yeah, I'm also going to give time for Wilma, my colleague, also to introduce herself. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Wilma, and I'm part of the team working on this rites of passage program. So as Arnold mentioned, we're embedded in the community. We're community members ourselves from the same communities as our participants. We're not astronomers. We're not PhD people. So we really come from that bottom-up grassroots perspective. Thank you.
Thank you both. And sorry to Arnold, Wilma, and many of you for having to cut down your presentation. But yeah, we don't have a lot of time, unfortunately. Let me play this.
Good day, everybody. My name is Arnold Okkers. I'm the Executive Director of Usiko Stellenbosch. We're a youth development NGO, and our work focus on life skills, mentoring, wilderness therapy, and rites of passage. Usiko has a long history with astronomy. We have a 25-year history of working with young people. And it just happened naturally where we just pointing at the stars on our camps. We have camps that runs over 3 to 4 days. And we saw that there was a big interest in astronomy, and people liked to hear about the stars. Normally we go out and it's very, very dark skies, and it's very beautiful to look at the stars. And this interest just grew over the years, and where we developed it into a full-fledged astronomy presentation on all our wilderness camps. And in 2025, we had a more focused program when we joined the OAD, and then we developed a more detailed program where we included that in all our programs, and we also started an astronomy club. We are very close to the OAD office. It's about 50 kilometers from our office down the road, and we are also one of the only South African organizations that was chosen in 2025. SICO's work is about mental health, and SICO's wilderness camps, we give the kids psychosocial support, and we support them also with well-being and personal growth and development. Our wilderness sessions is therapy-based, and we have guided processes for these young people where they open up about their lives, open about the traumas, and also talk about their futures. And they work through the trauma, and we talk about well-being, and this is also followed up right through the year with regular check-ins, weekly check-ins, and also one-on-one counseling. Last year, we had a bigger focus on indigenous astronomy, and as you can see on these lovely pictures, one of the gatherings, the evening gatherings with family and friends and the community. And the indigenous astronomy was about restoring cultural pride and belonging. We blended science with traditional knowledge, and we had a very well-informed guide. It was also about strengthening intergenerational connection, and we even have our own names in the Southern Hemisphere or in South Africa for the full moons. We had regular community events where we invited people from the community to just come and do some stargazing, talk about astronomy, talk about indigenous astronomy, talk about the night sky, and there was a lot of interest from the community. So in 2025, we reached nearly 360 young people directly through our astronomy work. We had nearly 40 of these 3 to 4 day wilderness camps where we exposed everybody that attended these camps to expose them to astronomy and science and also to STEM. We had 2 very successful visits to Sutherland, and that is where most of our big telescopes are based, especially the SWORD, the South African Large Telescope. And we had about 60 kids that attended these camps, and we were sitting in really dark, beautiful night skies, and we had informative guides that came to work with us. And and these kids had an increased resilience and self-esteem. We could see the improved mental health. We could see better social engagement. Those shy kids were more engaged with other kids. They made friends. And there was also a lot of exposure to astronomy careers, and there was a lot of interest into astronomy. And also with our STEM programs, there was bigger interest in science and technology. So we are very grateful for OAD to include us in 2025, and we really look forward. The families decided that we're going to continue this year with the astronomy club, and the SICO is going to continue presenting astronomy on all our wilderness therapy camps. Thank you very much for all your support.
That's amazing to hear that you'll be continuing the astronomy program. That's great. But I need to quickly move on now. The next 2 projects were actually funded by DARA, which is the Development in Africa Through Radio Astronomy project. So the first one I'll be calling on is the project in Botswana, which is Astro Guides Transforming Tours with Astrotourism. Onkabetse, Onks, are you here? Or anyone from the team? Okay, if he's not here, let me just play the video.
Hi everyone, my name is Onkabetse Sunate. I'm from Botswana International University of Science and Technology, and I would like to take this time to give you an overview of our OAD funded project titled Astro Guides Transforming Tours with Astrotourism. Just to start by giving you a context of our project, Botswana is among the darkest countries in Africa in terms of pollution, this is likely due to our relatively small population. So we have about 4 million people in Botswana. And you can see in that map up there, the light pollution map, just above South Africa, that's where Botswana is positioned. As a result, we continue to enjoy exceptionally clear night skies, making our country highly suitable for astrotourism development. At the same time, safari tourism is one of Botswana's key economic sectors, contributing to about 13% of our national GDP. However, if you look at the statistics, tourists spend an average of 2 days in Botswana, and most of activities they will be doing wildlife based and daytime focused. Therefore, there is a limited structured nighttime experiences in Botswana. So this leaves a gap in our tourism industry. Therefore, at the same time, it presents an opportunity to diversify it with something else. So this Astro Guides project was developed as a response to this opportunity. So our project, the main objective is to integrate astronomy into the existing Safari Guide training curriculum. So basically what we want to do, we want to target those schools which offers professional Safari Guide courses. Then we train the trainers and provide them with a course, a registered course that they can roll out to the students. So in this slide here, I'm basically just showing you how beautiful our night sky is, especially in those areas where there's a wildlife. So we can see a lot of tourists are enjoying the night game views. At the same time, they will be sitting under a very clear, beautiful sky, which is also good for us astrophotography and stargazing. So our implementation plan, as I've already mentioned, we want to train Safari Guides trainers to be able to deliver the astrotourism curriculum effectively, and then they will be able to roll it out to their students. So the reason why we chose, instead of training the existing guides, but training trainers, is that we want something that is sustainable. So we know that if you can teach them, provide them with materials, then they can continue doing this with the upcoming students. So like I mentioned again, we want our course to be registered. So and we will also continue mentoring them and evaluating to see where we can improve. So in terms of progress, I think we are doing very well in terms of marketing. So we've already signed a MOU agreement with a school, one of the schools which offers Safari Guides courses. So we are going to work with them to implement this newly registered course. And you can see in the daily news there, that's our vice chancellor, that's the director from Career Dreams during the MOU signing that happened a few weeks back. We are also going to work with the same school to host the first astrotourism workshop in Botswana, which is coming next month. And also in terms of staff training, that's me and my colleague Mabusha. So we went to Thailand for 3 months last year, where we have learned a lot about using telescopes, outreach in general, astrophotography, also to write or create materials, astronomy materials and articles. The main delaying thing at the moment is the course registration. So we experienced a delay in the course registration process. Initially, there were some challenges in obtaining approval from the school, the university, because our unit is regarded as an independent directorate rather than an academic department. So what happens, we are basically like a directorate separate from academics, and we are just doing astronomy research. So as a result, concerns were raised that we could not register a course independently because we are not affiliated with any specific academic department. This led to internal discussions and there's motive back and forth to clarify our mandate, which fortunately delayed the registration of the course. However, we work closely with relevant offices to resolve this, and I believe we have made a breakthrough. So they will allow us to register the course. So the targeted timeline for that is end of April, and the implementation for the course is May and June. However, if the registration continues to delay, then we'll implement the course. Then we will just award the certificate but not registered. Finally, those are my team members and the stakeholders. So worked with different stakeholders. We've met with Botswana Tourism Organization, which is also interested. And also I'm highlighting Career Dreams. That's one of the schools we are going to work with. And individuals, we also have individuals which are very interested. That's Mr. Charles Califan, who's a photographer and a storyteller. So he really loves astrophotography and he's very interested in this project. So that's it from me. Thank you. I'd like to thank OAD and DARA for making this possible. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you.
So that was one of the astrotourism projects. We have another one in Kenya, also funded by DARA. Gabriel?
All right. Hello, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Would you allow me to make presentations from my end, Ram? Or you like to play the video?
Can I play the video?
I'll be fine if I can present from my end, because I think I'll be able to breeze through much faster and capture much more detail.
Okay, but remember it's 5 minutes.
All right, yeah, please. Be sure to remind me when it's remaining 1 minute, so I'll be able to keep time.
Okay.
All right, so let me share. Just share my entire screen. Yeah, so I hope you can see my screen.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes,
So
you can.
all right. Yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Gabriel Paul from Kenya, and today here together with my colleagues to present the Anga Explorers for Development Astro4dev project that we conducted in the southwestern part of Kenya in a place called Amboseli, as you can see on the map here on my right. So this was the very first funding that we received from DARA to conduct this particular project. And for this, we were able to conduct this training of tour guides in 2 different locations, that is at Tin Ranch, Kenya, and Serena Safari Lodge. So for our context, limited employment and economic opportunities really was one of the factors that drove us to execute this particular project in this region, as well as the locals, the tour guides that we trained, the fact that they are economically underprivileged, and we were also raising awareness of tourism entrepreneurship to eliminate these challenges that are experienced in this particular region, which are really leading to the low livelihood standards within the Amboseli community. So it is for this that Anga Explorers for Development came in to salvage this situation, try to salvage this situation by administering or launching astrotourism activities, and especially measuring on the entrepreneurship side. And this is really made possible in this region due to the fact that this region has really natural dark skies, as you can see in the area, on the map here marked by blue. And another factor is the presence of the rich Maasai cultural heritage that also makes this through, and therefore this project also aimed to integrate the Maasai cultural heritage or the cultural astronomy into the normal tourism narratives. And coupled with the safari tourism that normally takes place in this particular region, this will always also played and will always play a crucial role due to the massive visitors that normally visit this region for other safari tourism activities. So we are happy to be contributing to the OAD, to the UN Sustainable Goals, number 1, number 8, and number 9. And we are as well happy to be contributing into the integral flagship of the OAD's tourism project. So during this project, we ran quite a number of activities. As you can see, we had classroom discussions, we have hands-on workshops, night sky observations, online webinars, as well as online webinars that were delivered by OAD itself and some of the other renowned astrotourism experts. All this was to achieve both theoretical understanding and practical experience to our trainees. So with us here, being that this was our first project being delivered in this region, we managed to deliver this to a total of 23 participants. And you can see some other statistics from the slides I'm sharing. We managed to reach out to and trained a total of 23 tour guides with different roles in this particular two hotels or lodges within and around Amboseli National Park. Again,
Gabriel, 1 minute.
All right. We also received quite a number of responses, as you can see, and this really shows resembles a very good impact that these trainees had during these trainings, as well as the confidence level in astrotourism trainings that we offer to them. So we also had some data from the visiting tourists who underwent the astrotourism activities carried out by the new trained tour guides, and we have this as well, and you can be able to get much of this later on. So outcomes are as highlighted in this particular slide. We managed to achieve the following outcomes, and again, you can be able to get this into much more detail later. Of course, we had challenges, as you can see on this slide, and with the main emphasis put on lack of sufficient funds to get this running through and support the trainees and trainers during the training period. So here are our funders. DARA was our main funder, and we are also looking forward to finish collaborations with other key stakeholders in the tourism sector. We have our next step to further conduct other trainings in different dark sky locations within the country to, facilitate or improve on a more bigger impact. And many thanks to our team members. We have Jen, who are with us here, as well as Fred, together with the rest who not really quite sure if they are in, but I hope they will join us along the way. If you have any questions, please, you can reach me directly. I'm the current lead of this particular project, and we are also available via LinkedIn platform as Anger Explorers for Development. So thank you for your time and listen. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gabriel. So we have another 2 astrotourism project presentations coming up shortly. If you're interested in astrotourism, if you're working or want to work in astrotourism, We have a community of practice. Joyful, could you add a link to our online community, please? So I will move on to the next project, and we're going all the way to Brazil this time. Closer to the Sky project. Ariana, are you here? Or Claudia?
Hi, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, great. So, hi, I am Mariana Cortesi. I'm a professor at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro. I'm coordinating the project Closer to the Sky together with Claudia Mignone from INAF. I'm not sure if Claudia managed to enter now. And I wish to thank OAD for all the support during these years, practical support as much as economical support. So thank you a lot for everything you're doing for us. It's fundamental for the development of the project also to feel supported in some challenging moments. And also I wish to thank all the professors, educators, artists that collaborate with us, because this project is possible only because we are really a big group of people that keep increasing, that things that make us happy. So yeah, that's all. Thank you. I am Ariana Cortesi, professor at the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, and I will present the project Closer to the Sky, which benefits of the collaboration of several people, in particular Claudia from INAF, which coordinates the project together with me, Claudio from the Astro Club of PPG, Acme, Yanni, Pedro and Sonia from Niño das Águias, and since last year, this project was joined also by André, an amateur astronomer. We also have several partners, Niño das Águias, Clube de Astronomia do PPG, we have financial support from FAPERGI, institutional support from the Institute of Physics, the Observatory of Valongo, INAF, NOC Brazil, the Museum of Astronomy, MASCI, Astronera, IUCA, and the Planetarium of Rio de Janeiro, which is the largest dome of South America and now at risk of being sold. The project is run in the complex of PPG that we can see here embedded within the skyscrapers of Copacabana, in particular at Niño das Águias on the top of one of the hills constituting the favela. And when we think about favela, after October of last year, we might remember the massacre of Villa Cruzeiro in the Complexo do Alemão, which remind us of the violence, social injustice, inequality, racial segregation, and environmental racism that people in favela suffer. It is interesting to look at the result of the research of Data Favela, Raio X da Vida Real, where they interview people involved with crime, and they found out that majority are young black men born in a favela that didn't conclude fundamental studies. And the reason why they join a criminal organization is mostly economical. Majority of them would leave crime. In particularly in Rio de Janeiro, 70% of them would leave crime, but they cannot because they don't have any other way of sustaining themselves and their family. When they were asked which was their childhood dreams, they would say of being a professor, pilot, and astronaut. This is where our project is rooted. Our goals are to co-create an astronomy and art curriculum and open educational resources together and for young people in the PPG favela, in collaboration with artists and people of the community to support their mental well-being, promote quality education, and support cultural work and empower people of the community. As last year, we ran regular classes of astronomy for children, teenagers, and adults of the community, and we held 3 workshops, one reading cycle about The Little Prince, embroidery workshop, and trap workshop, which resulted in an original video which can be found at this link. We also visit the planetarium, Masci, ecological, and we had ecological activities at the beach. We started a new collaboration with the project Cherubines, founded by Fapergi and led by Professor Denise Gonzalez from the Observatory of Valongo, in collaboration with two school professors, Carla and Giulia. Among the different aims of the project, one is to have a course of 2 years for 6 black girls of these two public schools, 3 of them living in the PPG favela. We also started a collaboration with the student journal of the school Marilia di Dirseu, with a further collaboration with the Planetarium of Ravenna through the Eratosthene project led by Paolo Morini. In the future, we aim at visiting the Star Festival in Santa Maddalena. We will keep collaborating with the Data project to construct telescopes in the favela. We will run night sky observation in public spaces with the project Telescopio di Rua. We will create more music video also with the use of artificial intelligence. We will run ecological projects in collaboration with Planta Narua and much more, so follow us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for that, Ariana and team. Yet another project that is running in a very complex situation. We moved to St. Lucia for the Lunar Journeys Stargazing Training Program by Cheyenne Polias. Hey, Cheyenne.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone. My name is Cheyenne Poliu, Director of Lunar Journeys, which is bringing astrotourism and astronomy education to St. Lucia and the rest of the Caribbean region. I give a bit more background about Luna and our project in the presentation, so I'll just let that video speak for itself. Hi everyone, my name is Cheyenne Polius and I am the founder and director of Lunar Journeys, and I'm here to present on our IAU OAD funded project, which is a stargazing training program. A bit of background on Lunar Journeys: we started out as a non-profit in St. Lucia, and we started out as the St. Lucia National Astronomy Association. That's where the abbreviation LUNA came from. And we started in 2018 to bring astronomy education to St. Lucia while building a community of space and science enthusiasts. In 2024, we changed our model and created what's now Lunar Journeys, which is a social enterprise that's leading astrotourism in the Caribbean. The problem we wanted to solve in this specific project is the fact that there is a lack of opportunities for St. Lucians to be able to explore pretty much anything space related, whether it's careers, whether it's just having activities for enthusiasts or people who want to take it up as a hobby. And before Luna in 2018, there were just no avenues for enthusiasts to be able to explore their curiosity further. Along with that, we've also had visitors and locals consistently reach out to us, reach out to our pages to ask about stargazing events. So we wanted to create opportunities for visitors and locals on the island to enjoy the beautiful dark skies that we have above us. But we just did not have enough trained amateur astronomers to be able to host these events on a consistent basis. To solve that problem, we designed, launched, and ran the Lunar Journey Stargazing Facilitated Training Program in July and August of 2025. And it's a first of its kind in the Caribbean to give individuals the knowledge, the skills, and the support that they would need to run their own astronomy related experiences like a stargazing event and be able to generate income for them in the process. So that's where the socioeconomic development aspect of things comes in. The project combined astronomy theory, hands-on telescope training, and real-world experience, so actually planning and executing a stargazing event for the public, for the community, or for visitors. So the aim was to expand the pool of residents in St. Lucia who were able to successfully run a stargazing experience and allow that passion for exploring the night sky to continue growing in St. Lucia. This was our training team, with me being the training lead and the astronomy facilitator, so dealing with everything astronomy theory and logistics. And we also had Neil and Leo, who are our resident expert astronomers on the island. They've been stargazing for decades, and they happily took on our in-person training sessions to help the trainees get really up to skill with the telescopes and binoculars as well. We also brought in external facilitators to handle modules on event planning and customer service. So really giving that all-around experience for trainees to be able to create really amazing experiences under the stars. Our activities for this project was, of course, promoting the training program, but doing that in a way where we were sharing fun and engaging astronomy facts, so to spark interest for both potential trainees but also for people who would attend stargazing events in the future. And we created a virtual learning platform for the videos for the training, so the theory side of things, covering astronomy, storytelling, event management, and customer service. And of course, we had our in-person training sessions for trainees to learn how to use the telescopes, binoculars, and night sky apps, other stargazing tools that came along with that. The outcome for this was that by August 2025, we trained 10 facilitators on our 6-week program. 7 of them have continued to complete a more in-depth certification that they'll be finishing by March of this year. We've hosted 15 events between all of the trainees. They've hosted 15 events, and that's increased business revenue for Luna, but also income opportunities for them. And we've reached over 100 people through those events. So both public stargazing events, private stargazing events, and outreach events at schools as well. And we've happily partnered with the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, 3 hospitality venues, and 2 schools since the training had been launched. Challenges were we did not have enough telescope training hours in the original 6 weeks. We've now compensated for that and had more post-training, but just to keep in mind for our future training programs to have more of that baked into the original outline. Finding safe and affordable dark sky areas, definitely safe. A lot of event venues charge a fee and charge a pretty hefty fee for use. So to be able to continuously use a venue for training experiences got quite expensive before we were able to develop a couple more partnerships, and offering frequent access to the telescopes as well. The first 2 challenges in terms of not having enough hours and then being able to find safe locations that are affordable, that kind of contributed to not giving the trainees as much time as we could have allowed them to go off and use the telescope independently once they became equipped with it. And then again, tying into that, costly transport for telescopes. So having a home base for them that wouldn't charge us a lot of high event fees every time we needed to use the space. So what's next? Luna Journeys is get up to start a tour company in St. Lucia. So become an official tour operator to be able to continue having these experiences and have it streamlined. We are running our training program again in summer of 2026. We've secured funding for that. And we want to create more educational resources to teach people about stargazing outside of just our training program. So all in all, it's been a really successful program, and I'm really grateful to the IAU OAD for supporting us, for believing in our vision and being able to allow this to be possible. And I'm really excited to see all what comes out of this. And if you'd like to collaborate or support us in any way, feel free to reach out to me or this email on the screen. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for that, Cheyenne. So we have 2 more projects. The next one is also astrotourism in Mexico. So it's called Look Up Now and Reconnect Astrotourism for Economic, Cultural, and Environmental Development in Mexico. Arturo, if you're here, you can say hello, or anyone from the team. Yeah, if not, I will play the video.
Hello, everybody. This is Gonzalo. I'm part of the team involved in Lunar MEX, which is Look Up and reconnect the initiative that we have developed during this year. I'm happy to be here sharing with you a little bit of the findings that we have achieved and the goals we have achieved during this year. And I'm happy to share a little presentation so you can see, and then also a little video. Okay, so yeah, let's cut to the chase. So we were aiming to focus on 3 different things at the beginning of the project. First of all, we were aiming to produce a rapid assessment of astrotourism potential through the development of roadmaps in joint collaboration with public and private institutions for those areas, Coahuila in the north and Campeche. And we are happy to say that we have achieved what we wanted. Let me show you a little bit later the kind of roadmaps we all agree to push forward in the future. The second bit that we also are happy to share with you is that we delivered the training and seminars in rural communities with more guides involved than expected. Not only guides, but also tour operators, a little bit part of the chain on top. And we also raised awareness, but we didn't have the opportunity to develop the regional traveling exhibitions. We know at the beginning that the budget was cut and we have to find investors in order to do so, and we have achieved that as well. But it will take slightly longer in order the exhibitions to be presented. So, well, let me talk a little bit about the regions, the great dark skies regions that we were working at, which are on top, as I told you, in the north and in the south. And in the north, we managed to build a very robust set of different stakeholders working together. Local rural groups, the Astronomical Society of Saltillo, the municipalities of Ocampo and Cuatro Ciénegas, but also civil society organizations and tour operators, as I mentioned to you. In the center, always coordinated by the Museum of the Deserts. The kind of analysis we develop in the dark sky reflects the great opportunity and potential, and all the authorities were very happy to know this data, because all the area we identified that 2 different municipalities who could be involved in developing a certification for dark sky would be better or bigger than the biggest region, certified region in the world. Which is, by the way, on the other side of the border. So jointly, we can do a very interesting job together to attract, as a whole, as a hub, a great dark sky reserve. So in the north, we managed to put all together all different stakeholders, and everything ran very good. There have been several meetings to push forward the agenda. What happened in the south, in Campeche? Well, something similar. In the Calamul Biosphere Reserve and surroundings, we identified the potential of Bortel 1 dark sky, a huge amount of that, half of the biggest at the moment area in the world, with the best quality, and also putting the dimension of all the cultural and Mayan heritage. So we also undertake in different communities with local guides the trainings, and also put all together the different stakeholders in the same table pushing the same agenda, which, by the way, is represented as a summary here. 4 different pillars doing different activities to be performed in 2025, 2026, 2027. And the 3 of them are certificate of dark sky, as I already mentioned to you. Also to work on astrotourism operators, the destinations that by themselves, and very important 4 pillar, which is governance and regular meetings to monitor if the roadmaps are being achieved, and to put extra measures if needed. So the strategic framework, we at the beginning aim to check if it worked. It worked. So if we work with conservation at the same time as supply side, and at the same time as demand, as a promotion of destinations, we have better results. And yeah, that will be it for the moment. This is a picture taken in Cuatro Ciénegas in the north, showing the great skies that we have there, and the link with the paleontology discoveries that are very, very famous in that area, with the local guides in the rural areas that also can show now the sky as a part of their assets. So thank you for your support, and we keep on pushing forward the agenda and in the future. So if I'm allowed, I can share with you also a little video.
Okay, so there is a video. We can share the link to that video later because that's another 3 minutes. But that was our astrotourism project from Mexico. And then Anneli, you're the last project to present Astro4Resi, Astronomy for Resilience, also from Mexico. Do you want to quickly introduce your project? Oh, we cannot hear you. No, still cannot hear you. Do you want me to just play the video? Okay.
Hello, I am Anna Eli, the project leader of the Universe for You Astronomy for Resilience, which was funded during 2025 by the OAD. Our project was focused on children and teenagers living in a public social care institution in Puebla, Mexico. These children are in a different range of vulnerable situations impacting their education and mental health. So our solution was to carefully develop a series of in-person activities based in astronomy to provide or strengthen a diverse set of skills. First of all, we selected a group of 30 from 45 children and 30 from 61 teenagers using a 3-part diagnostic tool with following criteria. 1. Levels or symptoms of depression, anxiety, or stress using a modified DAS-21 scale. We exclude the ones with severe and extremely severe levels of any of these. 2. Self-perception and life situation involving their health, life satisfaction, relations, social and emotional skills, and intelligence perception. 3. Skills like creativity, ingenuity, and knowledge, and also previous experiences in astronomy-related activities. Then we had 9 in-person workshops with different themes and activities. As an example, in session 3, when we covered the constellation, the participants drew and wrote a story for their own constellations. Due to time constraints, I only present some results. Besides the diagnostic tool applied in March and November, we used different types of surveys and did some interviews in August and November. In order to compare, these results are for 14 children and 10 teenagers who were at the final evaluation. The numbers changed mainly because the participants left the institution. The majority of the participants had the same levels of depression, anxiety, and stress, but for some, they improve or worsen. This can be a reflection of their life situation more than the impact of the activities. We also want to note that we did not control the first test that was applied by the institution staff, so these results may be biased. To try to have a better follow-up of the emotional impact the activities had on them, in most of the sessions we applied a short survey which included the question, "How do you feel?" Not in all sessions we applied the pre-post survey. Most of the participants felt happy at the beginning and the end of the session. These numbers are also influenced by the reducing numbers of participants in each session. For measuring their creativity and astronomy knowledge, they had to draw or write what they thought was this pattern. The lion answer only appeared on the after evaluation applied in November, which also provided us a measure of their learning from the May session about constellations. Here are some quotes from the interviews just to highlight how the project provided not only astronomical knowledge, but also inspiration for continuous learning and social skills like working in teams. Some of the challenges we faced were bureaucracy and institutional internal changes of personnel, affecting the attendance of the teenagers group for 2 of the sessions and the carryout of the closing event. Activities and learning objectives. The activities were more remembered for the activity itself than the astronomical knowledge. These both were greater due to the team involvement and commitment. Except for the psychologist, the other team members fell short in their expertise task beyond providing support during the workshop. Our team was composed of an astronomer, psychologist, public policy consultant, and educator. The third party was an active member providing support in 4 sessions. We also had 4 substitutes who helped during the workshop sessions when a member of the team was not able to go. Our partner was the DIF Estatal Puebla, the state organism providing assistance to vulnerable groups, in particular children and teenagers, through Casa de la Niñez Poblana y Casa del Adolescente. The project was possible thanks to the funding provided by the IAU through the OAD in their 2024 call. So what's next? The project was planned to end by the end of this funding. We are still analyzing the data collected by it, and we wish to publish the results from them. Also, we hope to inspire other institutions, either social care ones or research and educational ones, to replicate the idea. So for either, please feel free to contact me at dc.anaelypb@gmail.com. Thank you for your attention.
All right, amazing. I think we covered all of the projects. So there was a journey from Australia all the way to Mexico. Thanks everyone for the patience, to the project teams for all your hard work and for preparing the video. So we'll be promoting these videos on all our channels over the next few weeks. Yeah, please let us know if you need anything else. And like I said, we will email you directly about the easy final reporting process that's still left. I don't know if we can take any questions because we are way over time. But if people have questions, like maybe one question, please raise your hand, or you can just add it in the chat. All right. Yeah. We can also. Yeah. We'll share the all the videos on our YouTube channel. So for people requesting contact details and stuff, you can look up on your YouTube. Okay. So if there's no questions, then this will be the end of our 2025 cohort project sessions. And thanks everyone for joining us. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Mm.